So hey guys, if you have been long-term fans, some of you guys might know that I used to perhaps dabble in some zombie world. Today, after Grand Reset, I decided, you know what, might as well play for fun for once. So this build I don't think is very good, but pistols are just so good right now, it probably works out. So I crammed essentially just some bestial cards with some zombie world cards, and that's about all there is to it. My extra deck I don't think is even optimal, but it's serviceable. So, alright. Here we're going to be banishing because that this is the last time we'll get to do both of our banishes. Aside from that, I guess I could keep a Bestial for next turn, which I don't particularly care about too much because it's just Serenir and Megmud, so yeah. If this were either Baldrake or, well, can't check my deck from here, but if we had either Worm or Baldrake, then I would care a little bit more about them. But yeah, Serenir, might as well put it on the field. Makes barely any difference. So, yep. Now my opponent goes Yama. Yama, effect, add Charvara, yep. And, Moon, yep. Requiem, yep. Check. And also, they made Phantom of Yubel by putting back, some guys. Alright. Aerial Eater. Sending Spirit of Yubel. Special summoning back the spirit. I guess I could have waited for Grave Squirmer to attempt to reborn, but if I waited that long, I guess that would have been fine. That's a small misplay, I guess, but it doesn't really matter too much. I don't think. Alright. My opponent summons Wave Hiking Caesar, Barudris, tracked for Luri, because apparently they had tracked in their starting hand as well anyways. Cool. Opening effect, bringing back the D-Lotus to make Apollosa, and here I'm going to special summon Swarm. And this is something they should have just Caesared, but they don't Caesar, so we take it, I guess. Okay, so we'll just banish the Engraver. Cool. Alright, and here is where the downfall starts. So we're going to link off for IP. Trigger Swarm, trigger Serenir to chain block. Oh, and there goes all the Apollosa negates. And when, there we go. Lubellion effect. And for some reason, I don't know why, they decide to not pop anything. Sure. And, yeah, now we can go ahead. Lubellion effect, bring back Lubellion. And they're really afraid of Branded Regained here for some reason, which is okay, so SP Lil Knight. Lil Knight, banish. Now, we Danger Nessie and Prey. We technically have 2 shots at this, so probability is in my favor. And here, I'm not even sure, right? Was that a mistake to activate? Maybe. There was a play I didn't see until next turn, so everything I'm about to do now, I'm pretty sure is a misplay, so alright. I think activating the Glow Bloom here is okay, because I would need the card. Dark Refer, sending Banshee, right? Actually, no, wait, there was no misplay. I see it now. We don't have a normal summon because I had to normal summon the Dark Refer. Okay. So then we attempt Doom King. And then I can't resolve Doom King here because, call by. But, in chain to call by, we can threaten Banish Vargas, and that knocks out the final Omni on this. And to do the Destroy effect, you do have to detach an additional material to do the Destroy effect on Vargas here. You need any material to be on this card, which this will have none. So this is just a useless vanilla now, pretty much. So, okay. Called by here. My opponent is going to just use, what was that from the hand? They're going to use their Dark Beckoning Beast, which is still going to be a Fiend in the hand, because the opening is not activatable, because this only reses Fiends, and this requires a Fiend with 0 attack defense to be used as its material, but in the graveyard they're all zombies because of Zombie World's up. My opponent legitimately can't do anything except for one of the 2 things. We have Special Summon Phantom of Yubel or Nightmare Pain, but I'm pretty certain here they can't Nightmare Pain except right now. They can Nightmare Pain here to pop Faradris, I believe. But that does nothing. So, yeah, my opponent doesn't really have anything they can do here. So they're just going to walk over this, attack over this, and my assumption here is that they just can't really make SP, it seems, for whatever reason. Why can't they make SP? Are they not running SP? Did they actually cut SP because they're running so much stuff that they aren't able to fit SP in? We'll check later, I guess. But here, when they pass turn, before I even draw, I already know it's over. Alright. So we're going to activate this, you know, basically for fun. And, special summons this. Yep, whatever. Don't care. Vampire Sucker. Oh, would you look at that? Let's read the first line of Vampire Sucker together. If you attribute a monster or monsters for a tribute summon, you can tribute a zombie monster your opponent controls even though you do not control them. So if I were to special summon Dark Refer last turn, I wouldn't have had any materials, so it wouldn't have worked out. So we also wouldn't have access to Zombie World. So yeah, this play is only doable on this turn. It's alright. Now, I'll go ahead get my draw and also banish one of their cards, and we'll play control from here. And let's check what my opponent is on exactly. What is their extra deck? No, they do have SP. They just didn't feel threatened too much here. They could have at least... maybe they were running low on time or something. They could have outed Zombie World with SP. But then they would have just had Phantom of Yubel, and Varudris is gone. So actually they don't have Phantom of Yubel. So the only thing they would be playing at, like, they can't recycle the Phantom of Yubel anymore. So if they actually did link off for SP, they can SP banish the Zombie World, but the Zombie World, does this matter? They can bring back a guy with opening. Because I banished the Engraver earlier, they don't have any Fiendsmith plays either. So can we do some recycling here? No, right? This never had any triggers because of what I banished with my bystials. It made everything weird, I think. Something like that. Maybe they had a timing to do it, but they just chose not to. And that ended up being a misplay overall, I guess. Not recycling Phantom of Yubel, maybe. This lists Yubel here. Yeah. I think they could maybe shuffled back Phantom of Yubel. Hard for me to say. If SP banish Zombie World, then actually I would still control Danger Nessie, right? Or Dark Refer, which I can then activate next turn to then just send Banshee again. Yeah, it doesn't do anything to make SP here, actually. And you can only ever clear one of my 3 monsters, so I always have the ability to kind of just do that. So, yeah. SP doesn't actually do anything here. It's just a body. It doesn't enable any of the other plays. His engine was just completely broken, and there was no grind afterwards, so yeah. I don't think there was any significant misplays here, for the most part, aside from not using the wave hiking Caesar by them on the Druid's Worm. That was like game losing, essentially. They missed the chain block. If they popped it in hand, it wouldn't have a scent, so yeah. And then with Serenair, I don't think I could have done too much better with the Serenair, considering what they would have been able to put out anyways. So, yeah. Mostly my opponent threw the game there. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.